This might hurt.
This manga has exploded in popularity. People are saying things like, it's better than the big three. It has a more compelling story than Full Metal Alchemist or Attack on Titan. Some people are even going as far as to say, it has better animation than Demon Slayer. Kagurabachi doesn't even have an anime. In fact, it barely has a manga. So what's going on here? Why is this getting so much praise from fans online? It's because social media is a very weird place. You have all these different worlds created by so many people around the globe. So somewhere out there, somebody is talking about the things that you're thinking about. And the fact that all this information moves so fast, it leads to some things going really viral. It may start off as an inside joke within a small community, but once you start seeing it in the YouTube or TikTok comments, it's over. People underestimate the power of a good joke. You're sharing this one silly idea with your friends, and seemingly out of nowhere, it evolves into something that ends up actually changing lives. The more often you see something, the more it occupies your mind, and the more you start to care about it. So with Kagurabachi, it's gotten to a certain point where people are reading it just to see what the hype is all about. And there's something different about this manga's sudden popularity. There are 3 ways that anime and manga go viral on the internet. Number 1 is by being so absurd and confusing that you literally have to watch the entire show to see how they even got to this point. Prime example, JoJo's and Baki. I've read every single part of JoJo's and I still couldn't tell you what's going on in this panel. Same thing for Baki. What? So you can see how clips from these shows taken out of context can easily go viral. Because even with context, Now the second way an anime or manga goes viral is by having a great, satisfying moment. For this example, I'm going to use Jujutsu Kaisen. There are a lot of great moments in this show, but this one is one of the most popular. Every single person under the sound of my voice has seen this clip right here. It's one of the main antagonists from season 1, Mahito, getting jumped by Yuji and Nanami. This and Yuji and Todo versus Hanami are what put the JJK anime on a lot of people's radar. The fights in the show activate something primal in your brain. It's just so satisfying to watch. But that brings me to number 3. The last way that anime and manga go viral is by doing something impressive. Honestly, best examples I can think of is episode 19 of Demon Slayer. This came out at a time where anime was starting to get a lot more popular in the States already with, Corona. So they dropped this masterpiece of an episode that concluded with this visually stunning and emotionally powerful scene. After this, Demon Slayer stocks went to the moon, but Kagurabachi went viral doing a grand total of 0 of those things. It didn't have a cool moment, and it didn't have a compelling story because it was blowing up way before the first chapter even dropped. So clearly it wasn't because of the actual content on the pages. And this sudden interest in the manga was definitely not lost on the author. They even said themselves that they don't understand why their manga is so loved by fans in the US. And the thing is, it's kinda not. At least not for any of the same reasons as the shows I named before. But the results are still there. This thing that started off as a joke has made hundreds and thousands of people read the first chapter of Kagurabachi when it came out, and it hasn't slowed down. People were flooding review sites giving this manga 5 stars, posting about him clearing your favorite anime's verse, and all of these things have made this guy unavoidable. To the point that even if you've never read a single page of the manga, you recognize this character when you see him. But you want to know what the wildest thing about all of this is? Apparently, this dude's name isn't even Kagurabachi.
Chihiro's a swordsmith living with his father who was actually a decent parent, so it's refreshing to see how kind and competent Chihiro's father is. He seems like a decent guy just making swords to take care of his family, teaching his son valuable lessons about what it means to be a swordsmith and carry the burdens of the swords you sell. And they spend some quality time together talking about goldfish. But this carefree vibe doesn't last long, because this character is after blood in the future. 3 years later, the Yakuza clan has taken over the city, ravaging all of its resources. They were in control now, and it was during this moment where they were shutting down a district we realized this isn't a normal world. The boss of the Yakuza clan calls a sorcerer to shut a civilian up. This is real magic. Vines spawning out of the ground and all. It turned this dude into a living cactus. But what does this have to do with Chihiro? After all, he's not even a hero. Well, this is a revenge story, and he will kill anyone in his way that is linked to what he's after. The Yakuza just happen to be those people. We see the coldest display of what the GOAT is actually about. One after one, he's murking a group of Yakuza at their hideout, and we learn something special about Chihiro. His sword is magical, possessing the power of some sort of fish style. Now if you ask me, this man isn't even in the right manga. Kagurabachi is a manga that I don't even know how it got the love it did, but it might low-key be nice regardless.
So now that we've actually looked at some of the story of this manga, I think it's safe to say Kagurabachi is decent. We got a swordsman with some magical powers that wants to avenge his family. It's a solid premise, it's basic shonen anime stuff. I like it. But the main thing I want to say is I really hope that the author keeps this story consistent. This doesn't need to be the most insane, flashy, super impressive manga because the readers are already there. A lot of times, artists or creatives struggle to get that initial push to get people to see what they're making. So it could lead to them following trends or copying others just to get eyes on their work. Kagurabachi doesn't have to do any of that. People are already interested. They want to see what happens next in this manga. I want to see what happens next in this manga. But I would much rather read the story the way the author intended to tell it. The way things are now, virality is the main objective for a lot of really talented people, and that's unfortunate. Instead of letting their souls speak through the story they're telling, it's just business. It feels kind of manufactured, you know? So I'm glad Kagurabachi got so popular because it shows that there's no foolproof method to get people to be interested in what you have to say. It can happen for anyone at any time. The catch though is that in order for people to stick around, you gotta have something worth sticking around for. So I'm excited to see how this Kagurabachi saga unfolds in the future. So best of luck to the author and their team. I'm sure that they're grateful for the opportunity to have their work seen by so many people. And I'm grateful to you for watching this video all the way to the end. And I also have a very special announcement after I thank my patrons for this month: Gwen, Bioman, Jaslyn, Jonathan, and Teo. Thank you all for supporting the channel. And now, the special announcement. Drum roll, please. The Discord server is here, my boys. It took me forever because I had no idea what I was doing, but hey, we got it up and running. The link to the server is in the description and the pinned comment, so join if you want to talk to me and the rest of the community. We got all types of channels in there, anime of course, art, movies, books, whatever you want to talk about. And if you have an idea for a video that you want me to make, that's the place to let me know. I'm gonna be in there talking to y'all, so join up. And I can't wait to see y'all in there. Subscribe to hear me talk about your next favorite anime, and with that, I'm out of here.